next we have Kim Leadbeater, MP. So give a warm welcome to Kim.
Fabulous, thank you so much. Goodness me, that was such a powerful story. Thank you for sharing it. So hi everybody, I'm Kim. I am the Member of Parliament for Spen Valley, and in a room full of Londoners, I am an honorary Northerner. So I hope that's all right. But look, I got asked if I could help out by sponsoring the room today for this amazing conference, and I said abso-blinking-lutely, partly because it was in partnership with the amazing MP Natasha Irons. Put your hand up if Natasha is your MP, because she is, well, yeah, so few people, she is marvellous and an absolute addition to Westminster, and it's been a joy to get to know her a little bit over the last nearly 12 months now, but also because I knew Manju, and I met Manju, as I've met many people, on my own sort of journey, which brought me into Parliament. So I'm the Member of Parliament for Spen Valley up in West Yorkshire, but I didn't really want to be an MP. I still don't, to be honest. But anyway, my sister was the MP, Jo Cox, who was murdered in June of 2016. And Jo was killed up where we live, up in West Yorkshire, by someone with right-wing extremist views. And I'd had a great life up until that point. I'd done all sorts of things with my life. A lot of my background was actually in health and well-being, looking at physical health and mental health and that sort of thing. And I used to teach crazy aerobics classes and do all sorts of bonkers stuff. But on the day that Jo was killed, everything that I thought I knew and understood changed. And I started the next chapter of my life. And I did 5 years working at a community level, doing things in our community to bring people together and to show the best of people, having experienced, sadly, the worst of people. And I did that for a few years through the work of the Jo Cox Foundation. And we set up something called the Great Get Together, where we do events in communities across the country, actually, around the world in some cases. And we put events on to bring people together. And Manju got involved with the Great Get Together, and she organises a fantastic event in Croydon called Love Not Hate, showing the power of community and the power to bring people together. And that's how we first met, wasn't it, Manju? And I actually came to one of those events a few years ago. I think I was doing some Bollywood dancing and all sorts was going on, but it was brilliant. And so that community work was something that I really cherished and really enjoyed. And then when the seat became available for the Batley and Spen parliamentary constituency, which was the seat that my sister represented in 2021, people said to me, "Why don't you stand? You'd be really good." And I said, "No, I really don't want to." But I talked it through with lots of people, and look, my belief is there's different ways of making a difference in life. And we can do that in our communities, in our towns, our villages, our cities, or we can come and do it in this place. And this is a mad place, I have to be quite honest with you. But we need good people in politics. We need strong, decent people, like Natasha, and like many of my colleagues here. And sometimes we get a bad press as MPs, but actually we are also human beings, and many of us have got a powerful story to what brought us here. So for the past nearly 4 years now, I've been an MP, and what I try and do is make sure that people here don't forget what's going on out there, because our job is to represent all of you, and it's to make sure that we stay connected with communities across the whole of the country. But for me, the mission is the same. It's about bringing people together. It's about finding common ground. It's about finding that shared purpose. And sometimes, you know what, we might disagree, but actually also learning to disagree well. And I think that's a really important thing to do as well. So, like I say, it's been nearly 4 years since I've been an MP, but I still champion the same issues that I cared about after Jo was killed, but also in my previous life as well. And part of that is about how we build happy, healthy, strong communities. And the work that Manju does through her foundation embodies that. But it's also about how we create happy, healthy individuals, and talking about our physical health, our mental health, our social connection, issues like loneliness and isolation, how we can do all that work. And I firmly believe that there is a really powerful recipe which is about grassroots, bottom up, coming up, and then top down, fancy places like this, connecting in the middle, and that's when we see real change. So it's so important that you are all here today, and you know that you belong here, and you've got as much right as anybody else to be here. And sometimes, Natasha might agree, sometimes it feels a bit scary, and it feels like, you know, how the heck did I end up here? But we've got as much right as anybody else to be here. and it's for people from all backgrounds. So I just want to commend Manju for the work that she does, commend my colleagues like Natasha who do such a fantastic job of representing us, but to commend all of you for every little bit of work that you're doing to build strong communities, to bring people together and to show and create the kind of country that we want to be and that we should be. And we have to push back on those who try to divide us, and we have to keep pulling together. So I just want to say, I've got to go get a train up to Yorkshire now, so I've got my trainers on. But I just want to say, have a brilliant rest of the day, have a brilliant conference, and just, yeah, keep being amazing. Thank you so much.